Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Next Issue podcast. How are you guys doing?
Hey now, I'm good.
What's up?
I hope everybody had a good holiday. Whatever
Yes.
you ended up doing. Um, and I'm excited because the holiday allowed me to just do a lot of stuff as far as like watching and reading. And as we were kind of thinking, like, well, we didn't even know we were gonna have a show today because holiday. So I asked the guys, they're like, yeah, let's do something, even if it's not the normal stuff. So I know in December, a lot of people in podcast and community start looking back at 2021 or at the prior year, like what was the best stuff that came out, and all that stuff. So before we do that, I wanted to look ahead at 2022 because there seems to be a lot of exciting stuff also coming up in the future. And we need something to strive for and live for. Like Kevin Smith said, I just stay alive so I can keep watching
Yeah.
these Marvel shows and these Marvel movies. So, so that's what we're gonna be talking about today. We're gonna shuffle up the format of the show a little bit, uh, just to accommodate for some things. Kyle may have to leave a little earlier, so we're gonna go into the main topic first. But before that, we do want to talk a little bit about the new Marvel Disney Plus show, Hawkeye. Did you guys watch Hawkeye?
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'll say this right now. If it's not a real musical right now, Rogers needs to become something real in the future. Oh my god.
We need Rogers the musical.
Oh my god.
That was so good. It was so well done. I've seen. I think it's so. Oh, I guess before we do any of that stuff, uh, spoiler alert for Hawkeye episode 1 and 2, and
No. There's no spoiler. That's the first thing you see in the trailer. If you haven't watched the
no,
trailer,
I mean, before we get in, we will get into
Yeah.
actual spoilers.
Yeah, we
of
may
the
even talk about the book a little bit. And
Yeah,
spoil
if you
that,
haven't read
so-
the Matt
okay,
Fraction,
okay.
Matt Fraction, David Aja run, first of all, what are you doing? It's so good. It's
yeah,
good comics.
I haven't read it.
Yeah,
It's-
you haven't read it?
Nope.
Oh, Kyle.
Kyle, come on, dude.
No. Don't give me crap for Mr. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. You know,
I finally saw it.
yeah, exactly. I'll eventually read Hawkeye, but Pulp Fiction is from '95. Matt Fraction's book is from what 2007, 2008,
2012, I think.
Yeah, 2012. Okay, yeah. So I have a little bit more. I haven't read the most recent comic book compared to a movie you should have already seen.
I would
No,
say
no.
though that Hawkeye just was like coming off the Avengers. That run kind of made it an instant classic. He was able because all the other books that I had seen that came out during
Oh.
like certain movies didn't kind of refer to the
I'll be
movie
straight
or have
honest.
any huh?
That's around the time I was starting not to be a big fan of Hawkeye because he gave up the costume. I'm a fan of Hawkeye with the actual costume, like with the Wolverine kind of mask and everything. That's Hawkeye I love. I don't want him in this purple garb. I want Hawkeye we know from West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, I think they kept trying to change up his look. I think the worst look they ever did was Ultimates 3
Oh, God,
Hawkeye,
yeah. Oh,
where he
God.
had the Winter Soldier mask and goggles.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I don't,
fuck, man.
I don't know what was
Well,
going on.
hey,
I
let's talk
do
about-
love classic Hawkeye.
Yeah, let's talk about Hawkeye from the freaking Rob
West
Liefeld
Coast.
universe.
That's not. Oh.
No, but Hawkeye from the West Coast Avengers from like the early '60s up until he was leading the West Coast Avengers. That's the Hawkeye I know. He's in a costume. He's wearing a mask. He's doing the Spider-Man thing. He's doing the Captain America thing. That's the Hawkeye I love. It's
Let's talk about the good Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, instead.
who?
Kate Bishop.
Oh
Hawkeye.
God! Again with his who?
I know.
Let's say-
I know Kate Bishop. I know Kate Bishop.
I just wanted to. I had to look it up.
Oh God.
This is
Yeah.
probably like a fan thing that probably looks a lot. I don't recognize the artist, so I don't think it's somebody that actually worked on the Ultimates.
Was he wearing a Batman costume?
Joe Mad did all the art on Ultimates 3.
Oh, I can see. Okay, yeah, that would.
And
This
so
is
it's
actually
very-
very Joe
it's-
Mad.
Yeah, it's very
style.
stylized.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't know that it's Hawkeye.
I mean, like it's like he went from being a superhero to just a shield agent,
Yeah.
Well, so
and that's what I don't like.
in
I mean,
in the Fraction run, the whole premise is that it's his day off, so I understand why he doesn't have the costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also like it was right after they stopped Civil War, Not Civil War. It's right after the oh Lord, I can't remember what part of the thing of it. After they stopped Norman Osborn's hammer and all that stuff.
Dark Avengers.
Whatever. It was past all that. It's after they crashed Asgard and Steve Rogers became the new head of Shield and he started the Avengers, and that's when he was like, I'm gonna give it the costume and just become this guy, and I'm not totally sure about my archery. It's like you were always this guy who wore a costume, who always complained, would always stand up to Steve Rogers saying, I want to question your ability to lead, and always had these fucking trick arrows. And it was like,
but you also have to remember Clint went through a lot of shit too, because he was married to Mockingbird, who turned out to be a Skrull.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
yeah, but still.
And then had his real wife return to Earth, and that might fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah, and then they basically proved that he was the fucking Oliver Queen of the Marvel Universe, because in that time period you realize, let's see, he's gone to bed with She-Hulk, Scarlet Witch, the Wasp, and then Spider-Woman. It's like
it's Jessica Drew. Make sure which Spider-Woman.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jessica Drew. Yeah, but he's slept with half the Marvel Universe females. It's like what the hell?
And a redhead that shows up in Hawkeye.
Yes, yeah.
I'll say this: I think Oliver Queen is way more of a leftist than Hawkeye.
Oh, I'll give you that one. Yeah, but when it comes to being like the
wait a minute though. Ollie is a 1%er.
Yeah. Well,
and what's he doing for the people? He's out fighting crime.
Trying.
Hawkeye bought a building for the people that were specifically being okay. We're going to get into the book. The Russian Bros taking over that building, and Hawkeye kind of saves them.
So that's my one complaint about the show, and maybe this is dumb. Why don't they call him Hawkeye? Because in the book they call him Hawkeye because they can't say Hawkeye.
Grills?
No. The bros, the bro gang calls him Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Instead of Hawkeye, and I missed that.
Okay.
I will say this: Hawkeye is still all over on one thing, because he's been a member of both the Justice League and the Avengers, whereas Oliver has only been Justice League.
Oh yeah. Wait, when the crossover happened was
when they did Justice League versus Avengers, and their universes have basically crossed over. There's a scene in issue number 3 when they basically frozen Darkseid in the Infinity Wall, and he's joined the Justice League, but he's also in a relationship with Black Canary, which is number 1 in my fucking book.
I love Hawkeye. Hawkeye's run the West Coast Avengers, and that was one of my favorite teams early on.
It was amazing. That was amazing.
I don't know. He just had so many great stories, and he had this weird ass costume. I love that it kind of evolved to what it did, except for that Ultimates 3 look. Yeah. I don't think he'll ever go back. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of the movie suit.
No,
the movie suit's not.
I mean, I get we're gonna get the costume from the Hawkeye series and the actual. We're gonna get that. I'm okay with that because it's based on the actual comic book series. But I'd rather him be back in I want to see him in vigilante suit.
I do wish at some point. You know how in the Marvel always does a little. Oh shit! Sorry. You know how Marvel always does the little nods to the comics of oh, here's an accurate. They did it with, and maybe this is Netflix stuff, but Luke Cage at one point, for a minute,
he's wearing the helmet
and the shirt, and we all know it looks dumb.
No, that's amazing. I'd rather him.
But we I want at some point to see if Hawkeye's ever going through his past or something, flashback to him wearing the suit at some point, Maybe he doesn't wear it anymore, but at one point he did wear it.
Well, it's like in Endgame where you actually when Cap and Iron Man go back in time to the army base and you actually see in Hank's lab, there's the original Ant-Man helmet. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, and we know we're getting the Swordsman. So and the Swordsman was the man who taught Hawkeye in the comics. Do they have a tie in the movie? That'd be kind of interesting to go back, and imagine they're in the circus together, because we know, the ringleader shows up in the Hawkeye comic. What if we go back and we see a Swordsman training Hawkeye, and Hawkeye's circus costume is his original costume?
Well, they've already announced that, we're getting, what is his name? Kingpin.
Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
But they already said we're going to get the comic book Pink Kingpin, so we're actually going to see him in a fat suit.
I saw that they were gonna do like CGI enhanced. I don't know. I like that in the Netflix show. We'll see.
But if they actually decide to go a little more comic accurate with Kingpin, I'm going to be okay with it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
I'm okay with that shit.
I liked Vincent D'Onofrio's physical presence.
Yeah.
I liked Vincent D'Onofrio described his character best as he is a child that is also a monster.
Yeah, but if you're going to hire somebody to be the Kingpin, I always say this, and Daniel could probably agree with me on this one. If you know wrestling, if you're going to hire somebody who's going to be who has to be the Big Show, you hire the Big Show from WWE. That's who the fucking Kingpin should be. This huge 7-foot fucking massive, just like guy who's massively bigger than any human being out there.
Listen, I really love the way they stylized it for Into Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that's
holy
based on
crap.
based on the Sienkiewicz design.
And I'll even give a nod to Michael Clark Duncan because he was a huge dude, and the way they shot that movie made him look even bigger.
Yeah,
and his presence, his voice was so good as Kingpin.
I won't argue that.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is bigger than Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh God, yes.
Okay.
D'Onofrio is not that big of a guy. I mean, look, compare him to Chris Pratt in Jurassic World. He's not that much taller or bigger. Period.
Okay, now I got to look up the actual stats.
Oh, we're getting asked about sports. Not really, homie.
Yeah, watch
Sorry.
NBA.
Listen,
on occasion I do.
I like watching the Mavs, but we're not doing so hot right now. So
what's Dallas?
So we're gonna stick around for more comic talk. I gotta say, Tony Dalton, I think is a great cast for the Swordsman, or for Henry Duquesne.
I didn't realize who he was at first until I read something online. I was like, oh, that makes sense. All the swords and stuff. Yeah.
And it's interesting because in the comic, it's Kate's dad that's around and not her mom.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Viga Farmiga's great, so sure, have her be the villain or whatever's gonna happen here. I don't know. I guess we can now talk about the actual show. So there's a lot of intrigue, like there's a lot of mystery around why Jeremy Renner doesn't have what do you call it? Oh, doesn't want that running suit out there.
No. Oh, I got to throw one thing. The best thing they've done in this episode is they actually play to his I can't hear. He's wearing a hearing aid.
Yeah,
they are pulling straight from the comic books. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, in the Fraction run, he has issues that are done in sign language.
Oh no, but never once in any of the MCU have they touched upon him not being able to hear. And it wasn't until now that we actually hear, hey, are you wearing your hearing aid? His daughter has to ask, are you wearing your hearing aid in the play? It's like, oh yeah. It's like they actually reference the fact that like his hearing loss is an actual part of the Hawkeye mythos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was weird because he was watching his story be told, his friend being portrayed who had died on stage, and just wanted to bail out of the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
and best way to do it, just turn it off.
It was amazing. That's my favorite part right now.
Michael Clark Duncan is 1 inch taller than Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, but he was built like a brick house. I feel D'Onofrio's a big dude, but Michael Clark Duncan was just
but watch it's like saying watch Michael Duncan Clark in the Scorpion King and then compare Vincent D'Onofrio and watching Criminal Intent.
Oh yeah,
he does not look like that big of a guy. I mean, he's tall, but he does not look like a the Kingpin kind of.
If you're going Vincent D'Onofrio, you go to Stanley Kubrick's movie, you see him as Gomer Pyle. That's like his best performance in Full Metal Jacket.
Or I was going to say, I'll even throw in a little bit Men in Black.
God, the physical of his performance was incredible.
Yeah. I gotta say, I rewatched the other day the Daredevil fight with him and Bullseye and Daredevil.
Oh God,
that fight in the apartment.
Yes.
It's so brutal. It's really
when
good.
He breaks his back.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yep. All right, but back to Hawkeye. So I mean, like I said, I think I've read more Kate Bishop than Clint stuff in the comics, just because. And I mean, I feel like I don't know. I don't even know if they have a. I guess they do have Hawkeye books with Clint now. I think Otto Schmidt and Matthew Rosenberg just finished one called Free Fall,
Yeah.
which I haven't read. I know people didn't really like the Lemire book right after Aha and Fraction. It felt like an old man Hawkeye type of book, but we do like the old man Hawkeye from the Wastelands.
Ethan and Sachs writes those.
Yeah, Ethan Sack. Yeah.
Those are awesome. I love that. He that seems to be his arena. He could just play in that, and I'd read those books. His Old Man Starman, Old Man Quill.
Yeah, Old Man Star.
I like Old Man Hawkeye with Old Man Logan. Those two just seem to make like the best odd couple bunch.
Yeah. So, but I'm pretty intrigued. I like seeing the 2012 events from a different point of view. When when the Chitauri are invading, and you just see everything from like this. I guess the townhouse or wherever they live in.
Well, that's more that's like a mansion on top of a building.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand how those houses are set up, but I mean, I guess I'm not rich enough to understand. Yeah. I don't need to know, especially we live in Texas. Nothing is that high. Like nobody lives up that high unless you live downtown or something.
Exactly.
Right? People just like spread out flat.
If you're in Manhattan, you got those all over the place.
Yeah. You're living on top of people.
That's right. So, but yeah, I like the show. The action is pretty good. I love the dog. Pizza Dog is great.
I know. I wish they would reference his original name.
Yeah, they certainly have not named the dog, which seems weird.
Give it time. They only
Although
in.
I think I don't know if it was the show director or the writer did refer to the dog as Lucky in an interview, but I think that may have just been from the comics.
Yeah.
So,
but his original name is Arrow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, in the first issue, that's the one main difference that I kind of enjoy is we get a lot of Kate's perspective more than Clint's in this, because the book starts off with Clint and he finds Lucky. He's been hit by a car, and he just takes this dog to the vet and dumps him.
That's right.
Yeah, and the whole thing comes from Matt Fraction. I read an interview with him that his dog. And it's weird that I know his dog's name, Captain Applejacks, had passed away. but like him and
Matt Fraction super fan Clay Harrison.
I am a Matt Fraction super fan, but then again, I was on the Warren Ellis boards way back in the day. With the people that were on there, Chip and Kelly Sue and Matt and everything. So, I mean, you hear people talk about their lives and stuff. And it was weird because you know people, but you don't know them. They're just people online. And so when his dog had passed away, he wrote Hawkeye to kind of deal with it. And that opening scene of Fix My Dog, and then finding out his name is Arrow, and then he changes it to Lucky at the end and keeps him. I mean, that hit me because, I'm an animal person, and I've adopted old dogs and had a lot pass away and stuff. And so I love seeing this dog in this show and being represented like a real character. I'm curious if he's going to have his own episode.
That would be interesting. I would see maybe like a whole sequence. I don't know that they would give him.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to full episode.
I mean, because Fraction gives him a whole Pizza Dog mystery.
I think it's easier to give him an issue
than a full TV show
of comics than a full, because it's only like what 6 or 8, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it is very long.
Not that many.
We're already 2 in.
Yeah, we're already 2 in, and these I don't know.
Yeah, and Hawkeye's put his family safe. He's with Kate. He's with the dog. He's got to fight off the Russian bros. And did you guys applaud when they started saying "bro"?
Yeah,
bro. Oh, I love it. Like I said, the only thing is I wish they would call him Hawkeye, but other than that,
give it time. They might. Episode 3 might surprise us.
I do like that they introduced Echo in a very pretty badass way.
Wait, where did I miss that?
Echo is at the end of the show. She's listening to the speaker. Well, not listening.
Oh, yeah,
She's-
you're right. You're right.
She's
you're
filling
right.
out the
Okay.
Feeling.
speakers.
Yeah, you're right. I remember that. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm excited because I like Gecko in the comics. I'm glad that she's getting her own show because she's got a pretty interesting story. Like once you go back and you know that all leads back to the Kingpin, which is why people are pretty excited,
Yeah.
right?
Because she's a Daredevil character originally.
Yeah. So there's a lot of implications to her being in the MCU, and specifically because they picked that character, right? Like Kevin
Well,
Feige doesn't do anything randomly.
We're also getting Black Widow's sister in the series also.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Black Widow, I think it's on Disney Plus now. Go watch that.
It is.
Yeah.
So and it's on IMAX and Hands, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
I do like watching the movies at a bigger screen. I rewatched Shang-Chi like that, and I quite enjoyed the experience. The only what was the other thing I had to say about the show? Well, I forgot. So I guess that's it for now. I don't know. Any final thoughts on Hawkeye?
Well, we got to meet Grills.
Oh, that's what I was gonna. Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That the guy that takes his costume is in the comics. He's his neighbor that grills in the roof. But here he's a firefighter that does LARPing.
LARPing, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm definitely interested to see. There's got to be more to the Ronin suit than just.
I think it's magical. I think there is something that something evil about it. And maybe because we're in the magical arena now, we've gone into Shang-Chi. Yeah. We're going to get into the multiverse. We're going to get into Doctor Strange. So why can't this be a magical suit that, but it is maybe a demonic suit that why it was so easy for Hawkeye to kill?
I'm going to tie it right back into a series that you're probably not going to be surprised about, Clay, but it's like in the first couple issues of Starman. Issue number 5, when he has the guy with the glasses who's hired to find that Hawaiian shirt, but it's supposed to be entrance into heaven.
Yes. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's their Hawaiian shirt is the Ronin suit.
I'm just like,
yeah. And we know that Ducard took the sword, the Ronin sword.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did. That makes even more sense now.
Okay. Who knows where that blade
we have
goes?
to assume that he killed him.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's definitely that's what the show wants us to think for sure.
Yeah.
They're pointing all the fingers at him killing his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think even he wants people to think that he did it. Like when he shows Kate the little candy that she saw at the apartment. But yeah, I really like Haley Steinfeld. I think she's great as Kate Bishop.
She is so good in this role.
Yeah.
And they wrote it really well. She kind of carries the attitude that I got from Kate from the comics.
And
the only other role I've ever seen her in was in Bumblebee. And I mean, and she's really kicking ass in this one.
It's probably one of the better Transformer movies. Like,
oh no, in my opinion, it's the best of the live action.
Yeah, the live action ones. Yeah. So I'm excited for the future of whatever that character does. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, Young Avengers stuff, because I mean, we have a lot of the pieces on the board. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's a good way for them to kind of move the stories forward, because they've left so many of the characters in the past already, right? We have a lot of characters that have gone away. We have a lot of characters that have passed and retired and all that. I think this is Clint's probably last outing.
Jeremy Renner has said he wants to lead a West Coast Avengers team.
Oh!
Well, I would like to see him in that or a Thunderbolts.
No. West Coast. No, fuck the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. What I want to see is a Thunderbolts team being built while a West Coast Avengers team is being built.
There you go.
And Hawkeye's leading the West Coast Avengers, but it's not our traditional one. It's the kids. He realizes there's going to be a group of kids that are going to go out like her and try to be superheroes, and he's going to try to say, like, no, we have to. If you're going to do it, we're going to do it right, and we're going to stay protected. And I think he's going to be a father figure to the team.
No, here we go. So they're going to be building the Thunderbolts. They've already been kind of hinting that, like, we might have U.S. Agent as part of the Thunderbolts. He realizes this is not the team for me, and he ends up being forced to join the West Coast Avengers, which would be almost comic accurate.
He needs the West Coast.
He joins the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah.
You give me a Tigra in West Coast Avengers, and I will freak out.
No, because we're getting Moon Knight.
Yeah, Moon Knight was a West Coast Avenger.
Oh.
He could be a West Coast Avenger.
I mean,
but
we know there's a Vision out there.
But Hawkeye, I don't think Hawkeye would let a Moon Knight in a team with kids because I think he will know he's crazy early. I think he could read people enough that he'll know this guy shouldn't be around kids.
We'll see. It's MCU, so it's an alternate reality. It's
Yeah,
not the 616. So let's see what happens.
true. But I think if they're telling a real Moon Knight story, that character is going to be so mega violent that I don't think he can transition to being a guy who would lead kids.
No, not lead. Just be a team member. I don't want Moon Knight to be any. I want him just to be on the team. Like, you know, it's like I have no place to go. I need some place, and maybe this be.
Well,
I mean,
that's what West Coast was. It was basically, it was not the second stringers, but it was like, hey, I'm not able to do the main East Coast side, so let's
like Teen Titans West.
To an extent.
Like,
yeah,
you know, we have a lot of superheroes. Let's have a team on the other coast, and
that's basically
Let's have a Great Lake Avengers.
Oh.
I love the Great Lake Avengers.
I never got into that series. I'm sure it's. I could tell that was a comedy.
Flatman, Doorman, Big Bertha, Dinosaur, Mr. Invincible. So
I know you guys mentioned Moon Knight, and that's a great transition point to our main topic, where we look ahead at 2022. Because, so off the top of your head, do you guys have anything for next? Go. What's up, Kyle?
No, I was saying I look at the list for the movies. It's a little bit outdated.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, because it's from September. Because they're announcing upcoming films, and they've already announced that the Black Panther films have been put on hiatus for a little bit.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about some of that stuff. But do y'all have anything specifically for next year that y'all are super excited about?
I'm gonna throw it out because I know we haven't talked about it. But if God, please, in all powers up mighty, let us get a second Master Universe Revelation, because
yes, it's so good. It was so good.
I'm not going to talk after that, but just the with a little bit of cliffhanger that we get, and I'm just like, yes, please.
And if you read the comic, like, you know, all the pieces are there. Which the comic was so good. Like, it was such a good way to really set you up for the second part of season 1. So yeah, if you haven't watched Masters of the Universe, although it's animation, I think it may take longer.
It probably wouldn't come out until either end of 2022 or early 2023.
How long ago did they announce at PowerCon that they were doing the series? Do you remember?
It would have been 2019, because there wasn't one in 2020.
Okay, yeah. So it took a minute to get us there.
But now they already have the ball rolling. You know, first they had to plan everything. I'll hire the voice cast. They've got everything in place, and now
that's true. But I want them to give time to the animation team, because the animation was great, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it sacrificed.
God.
That Skeletor looks so badass.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Every time anybody got an outfit change, like, oh shit, that looks even cooler than the last one. And
I love how people. I read a few things that people are whining. We didn't get He-Man. You got He-Man. Adam was in all 5 fucking episodes. You got He-Man. I'm surprised.
You got multiple versions of He-Man.
Oh my God! Stop your whining. Just watch the damn show and enjoy it.
The show was, and again, the show wasn't called He-Man.
Exactly.
Right.
Sorry, I'm done.
But
I love when Kyle gets excited over He-Man.
I'm looking forward to the next Fab and Beyond, because I've only seen like a few tweets from Kevin Smith about like the feedback he's getting for this second part.
It was funny because after I watched the episodes, I went online on the social media to find people bitching about it, and there was some complaints, but not as much as I thought there would be, given that it was the day after.
Yeah, I think we didn't get, even on the videos we posted. Somebody went back and commented on a trailer reaction for part 2. Like, they were whining about it, but other than that, like, nothing really.
The Fallout hasn't been as bad as it was on the first half, and even the first.
It's almost as if all they had to do was wait for the whole story to be told.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yeah, that's definitely something I would be excited for next
But
year.
it's something that might not be 2022, might be 2023. That's something I'm looking forward to because the
Yeah.
story. Oh my god!
I obviously I have to say the Batman because I mean I was supposed to watch that this year, but HBO wouldn't let me have it
Oh
for
yeah.
free. Uh,
Damn
which
HBO wanted
I'm
I'm
gonna
looking.
miss. I'm gonna miss watching movies at home that are in the
I'm looking at the
theaters.
films, and honestly, it's the TV list that you gave me that I have more. I'm looking more forward to than any of the movies.
Okay, we can start with the TV stuff then,
Yeah, let's just. I mean, that has
especially
more.
because that was actually ranked. I like it's
Yeah,
from.
exactly.
So I pulled the list from Ranker, which it's crowdsourced. People go in and vote what they're excited for. So at the top of the list, they have the Lord of the Rings,
I'm.
The Amazon Prime show.
Let the
I'm.
pass.
No, I'm actually because I love the Peter Jackson stuff. I'm like I'm not. I'm not like anticipating it. I just but when it comes on, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the film, so I'll definitely give the TV show. A
And
watch.
this is not any. It's not a remake of anything we've already seen in the movies. It's from it follows the Second Age, whatever that means, in the Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Because I think the movies are for I guess the
Movies
most
are the third
recent
age, I
events
think.
in
Yeah,
the
the
books,
third
right?
age. Yeah,
Yeah. So
because the Hobbit pulls stuff from the Silmarillion.
yeah.
And then you have and don't get me wrong, I've heard people bitching about the Hobbit films. I actually enjoy the Hobbit films. I mean, because the Hobbit is one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah.
And it is a short story, but the fact they were extended to a trilogy, I was like, they pull stuff from the other lore of Lord of the Rings, I'm okay with. And then the Peter Jackson films of just the normal Lord of the Rings trilogy, I love. But so if this is coming from the Second Age, we're going to get a little bit more built up of who Sauron is, Gandalf and all that stuff. So we're going to get a little more history of what Middle Earth is sort of for this. We have what we've seen. So
I think for the original trilogy, I even now recommend people just watch the extended editions.
yeah,
They help. I mean, they make a lot, especially the last movie makes a lot more stuff make more sense than you can tell like there were some cuts that they had to make where maybe they did sacrifice a little bit of the character building, not so much the story overall stays the same, but just the character arcs. You get more payoffs in the extended editions because they have the extra time. So I actually just bought the trilogy in 4K recently because they had a sale because they were gonna re-release the full 6 movies, and I was like, God, it's okay. I already have the Hobbit ones. So next on the list is House of the Dragon.
Yeah,
this is the HBO prequel.
Hard pass.
That follows the Targaryens.
I'm
big on this because I like Game of Thrones, even with the ending that people I know they don't like.
Whoa.
Haven't
Hold
watched
on.
any of it.
I'm in for Patty Constantine and Matt Smith.
Oh yeah, dude. Have you seen Matt Smith with his blonde wig?
Matt Smith I talked about this a few weeks ago, played Charles Manson in a movie, and he was freaking amazing, except for the way that they shot him so tall. I mean, that dude is just awesome and can pick up a character. So I would kind of love to see him in this. Who was the other? Patty Constantine, man. If most people know him from comedy, like he's one of the police officers in Hot Fuzz. I got to look up this other movie he did where it's basically like a Death Wish movie. And
Dead Man's Shoes?
Dead Man's Shoes. That is an amazing film with Patty Constantine. Check that out. It's hardcore. It's violent. It's good.
Oh, he's got a movie called Tyrannosaur too. That looks weird. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know much about. Oh yeah, he is the officer from Shaun of the, or from Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz, yeah. He's a great comedic actor, but man, in that movie, whoa! I did not expect what I saw and how good he is. His performance has changed my mind for that show. Yeah,
and completing out the trilogy of shows based on books, we have The Witcher: Blood Origin.
Pass.
What? Hold on a second.
I haven't watched the TV series. I don't care to.
It has Michelle Yeoh in
good.
it.
Yeah. So the season 2 of The Witcher comes out in a couple of weeks. But man, I've never played the games. I've never read the books. My brother showed me one of the big extended cutscenes from the games to kind of sell me on the show. I mean, and Henry Cavill's in it, so I was gonna watch it regardless. But
Poor man's
man,
Superman.
Why is he not listed in the credits?
I don't think so.
It's
This
a prequel,
is,
I think, isn't it?
This is Blood Origins. This is this is a spin-off of the main show.
Okay.
But I just really like the world of like these monsters that are there, and then the Witcher, like the mythology of the Witchers. I don't know. It's pretty interesting that the first 3 shows are all things based on books. Like, I guess it makes sense that books would be better adapted to a long form storytelling, like a TV show.
Yeah.
And then we have the 3 big players in the streaming services: HBO, Amazon, and Netflix. Like, with the big budgets. But yeah, these are all fantasy, so I don't know. People are gonna be in for a ride.
The cast is Michelle Yeoh, Sophia Brown, Lawrence I can't say his last name. O'Farain, and John Prophet.
No, the next one is what's gonna get my thing going.
Well, let's get into it then, because I haven't played the game.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Hard pass on that too.
Oh, come on, Kyle.
What? It has Pedro Pascal in it.
We need you to expand your horizons.
I like him as a Mandalorian, but I'm not a huge Pascal fan. I'm not a huge gamer when it comes to this shit. The Last of Us, I've never played any games. I don't care to play any games.
Well, me neither, but the story's really good.
I have the game and I haven't finished it, so I am kind of curious.
The only next-gen console I have is a Switch.
It's not. So for start, real quick question from
yes, I like him.
Traveler.
I like this guy.
The Witcher Blood Origins is a different cast because it's a different show. It's not the main.
Yeah,
well, he's not wrong. Tyler Hoechling's a better casting as Superman than Henry Cavill.
Listen, save it for our Superman show.
Yes, I said it. Tyler Hoechling's a better Superman.
Well, yeah,
there we go. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, he is for that TV show. But I think Henry Cavill just hasn't had quality material to work with. If they actually let Henry Cavill play Superman the way Superman's supposed to be, he'd probably be an awesome Superman. But like, you gave him to Zack Snyder, and that's just what brought him down.
Yeah, let's move along here. I don't want this whole show taken up by that conversation. Like Roger say, I can do this all day.
Yeah. And as Roger says, yeah, I've heard that before.
So okay, I guess now we're at the show that Kyle is really interested in. The Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh my god.
Ian McGregor's back. Hayden Christensen's back. Joel Edgerton, which I don't know what role he's playing.
He's Uncle.
Oh, that's right.
Uncle Owen.
That makes sense.
Uncle Owen.
Yeah, at the time of the film, Joel Edgerton was a minor actor.
Yeah, he was a kind of a known.
Now he's blown up.
I wonder if Maya Erickson is Aunt Beru then.
I think so.
And I don't really know Rupert Friend or Moses Ingram. How is Ian McGregor's name not in the actors list?
Because this is a very poorly written.
It's a bad article.
This is a very bad article.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for Hayden Christensen to get different directors, have a comeback, and see stuff that I know he's done in other movies.
Yeah,
that he could bring to the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, because he's a good actor.
Well,
Shattered Glass, man, is fucking awesome.
Well, not even that. For me, it's Ewan McGregor because Ewan McGregor as Kenobi and the first trilogy was the only redeeming factor of any of those films, in my opinion.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. Sam Jackson. I wanted him to call everyone.
Yeah, but that's
okay. He just is in so few scenes that we get to benefit from.
You're right. We need some extended cuts of those prequels.
Yeah.
Well, what happens to? What happens?
Well, okay, no, I take it back. Liam Neeson is
Qui-Gon. Yeah, dude,
Qui-Gon. I take it back. I take it back.
All right, so the next one I don't know how to feel because I've been burnt before.
No. Okay, but first off, this isn't freaking M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong taking any part of it. And two, we've got, and they've already said we've got the actor who plays Kim and Kim's Convenience is Uncle Iroh. That
Yes,
right there gives me
that
a
is good
very
casting.
big hope on it. Oh
That
my
is good
god.
casting.
Daniel Kim from Lost and Hawaii Five-O has been cast
Yes.
in it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
forget
so-
what role though.
Yeah, I watch it be fucking a Fire Lord Oza. I
It
mean,
could
I would be
be.
surprised.
I would
yeah.
think so.
I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah, I would think if he'd be the Fire Lord, especially if
And that's
the
what
other
bit me on the fucking when they made that fucking movie when he made The Last Airbender. There's nothing in this that says you're supposed to be Asian. Everything about this fucking series is Asian, you asshole.
yeah, that was disappointing.
Oh my god! Sorry,
the
I was-
movies for sure.
I love that series and the fact you take. I'm just gonna stay quiet.
So, I don't know. This image looks to be made by fans.
Oh,
I
it
don't
has
think
to,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't
'Cause it's
anything. Yeah, there isn't anything. They're still casting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact, the fact that the two casting we just talked about gives me hope for what the series could be.
Yeah, I think the only thing that gives me a little bit of trepidation is that originally I believe the original creators were involved, but they've been kind of phasing them out a little bit. Look, because I really love the cartoon. Like it's really good.
The original cartoon was an amazing series.
So I'm always hesitant when they want to adapt, especially something that's already a TV show, even if it's animated. Like, why would you want to make that live action now?
Because
and-
we had the technology to do. We didn't have it in 2006.
I guess so.
2007.
I haven't finished Cowboy Bebop, so I'll let you guys know how I feel about that.
I need to finish it.
I
won't see
Yeah,
it.
I actually fell asleep during it, so that's not a great sign.
The first episode is too long. I still have a review that I need to edit for our the first episode of Cowboy Bebop, where I go into.
I watched the
It-
first episode, started the second episode, woke up, and it was the fifth episode.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, we're just tired.
Yeah. Could be. I mean, I love Spike Spiegel. I mean, he's nailing the character. John Cho is really great in that. I've just gotten a little bit of Faye Valentine, and just her attitude is great. So
all right.
those two I was worried about.
I'm gonna lump in a bunch of Star Wars stuff because otherwise we'll be here all day talking about Star Wars.
Well, it's Star Wars and Marvel.
And then I'll do the same for then we can do the same for Marvel. So we have Ahsoka.
Looking forward to
We
it.
have Endor. That's
Oh,
probably
wait. We have an Endor series?
Cassian Endor. Yeah. We have a Lando series, and
Okay.
then we have the Acolyte.
Yeah, what's that one? I don't. What the hell?
So this one says the series features the galaxy of shadowy secrets, and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So this is one of the ones that actually takes place in the new continuity of the High Republic books.
Is it after Jedi or?
Oh, this is the stuff that Charles Soule's writing. The New Republic? Okay.
All the new stuff.
So wait, is this after Jedi or?
This is
No,
after
this
Jedi.
is actually 200 years prior to anything that we.
Okay.
It's
cool,
the
cool.
new series of books and all that's happening right
Okay.
now.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
care with the books, so
High Republic. The comics are pretty good for the High Republic stuff,
okay.
but I think most out of all these, most I'm looking forward to Andor only because I really love Diego Luna in that role of Cassian.
Yeah, it's the Ewoks. If we're gonna get the Ewoks, I'm okay with it.
No, Andor.
No,
is his
Andor
name.
is his name. Cassian
Oh, my
Andor.
bad.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with
Damn it.
with the
I want
movie.
the little teddy bears.
I mean, we
Hey,
may
man.
see an Ewok, but I don't know.
I would love to see an Ewok movie, but I want it to be a horror film.
I could see that. Well, that first one kind of was. That first one we got
I
like
want
in
to
the
see.
80s.
I want to see a prequel to Return of the Jedi, where we find out how all the skulls got there.
Yeah.
Like that the Ewoks already had. Show me
Yeah.
that.
Dun, 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 dun.
And
why
then a Lando series that will probably focus on.
If it's a younger Lando, they better
younger
get what's his
Lando.
name back. They better get
Donald Glover.
yeah.
Donald Glover. Yeah, if it's not Donald Glover, I don't know if I want to see that Lando series.
Yeah, I don't think they would make it without him.
He was the best in Solo.
I agree. And the robot, him and the robot.
Oh yeah.
L3.
Yeah, I if they're doing it, I mean, obviously it's a prequel. I want to see how they team up. Kind of like all the things we wanted to see when we saw Solo. We wanted to see how Han and Chewie teamed up, how Han and Lando teamed up, and how Han got the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
We want to see Cassian Andor. What turns him, or what makes him a rebel? I'd like to see that. I want to see how him and K2SO meet up. So we have to have Alan Tudyk back.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Just what are the good guys doing against the Empire while the Empire?
Wait. What? You said Alan Tudyk? I thought Alan Tudyk was in
He was in Rogue One. He was a robot.
Yeah, Rogue One. He wasn't Landis a droid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of Phoebe. It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah.
The
I was like, wait a second.
I put those two shows and mixing my droids.
Hey, listen, both of those movies have great droids. I get it.
No argument.
I don't think that's Phoebe Waller-Bridge who voices.
Yeah, from Fleabag. I'm pretty sure that's L3, the voice of L3. But I'll let you prove yourself wrong.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'll move along. So we also have a bunch of Marvel stuff.
Here we go.
We have Moon Knight. Which
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, we're all excited for it, but Clay, if you listen to I don't know if it was the past episode or the one before that, when we did over the Disney Plus recap.
Yeah.
We have Secret Invasion.
Yes.
She-Hulk.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
Ms. Marvel got pushed back till the end of the year.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So I'm excited for this. All this Marvel stuff as well.
Oh, well, there's actually one in here that I'm gonna drop it because it's after She-Hulk. Willow. They're doing the new Willow season, which I'm looking forward to because they got Warwick Davis back as Willow, and in that movie, I'm not saying we should have had a trilogy, but I'm excited to kind of explore the world of Willow.
Yeah, go back into it and just see the stuff that we didn't get the first time around.
Exactly.
Because how many years has it been since the special effects of?
I want to say 87. If I'm not mistaken.
So they could easily put in the same kind of shooting the way they shot Mandalorian, and do Willow that way.
Oh my god!
But also they need to keep. I feel a lot of this. I mean, I think Dark Crystal proved you can still keep a lot of the practical stuff.
Oh yeah.
And we have the one DC show that's actually confirmed and ready to go for next year.
Yes,
coming out pretty much
Pets.
in a couple of weeks. Peacemaker.
That trailer was amazing. Oh,
Peacemaker's
God.
coming out in January. Like they're gonna hit us with it immediately. And
John Cena has found his place.
He showed up at Comic-Con last night or this weekend. Because San Diego, there's a special edition of San Diego Comic-Con going on.
My friend's there. It was actually this weekend.
And John Cena showed up in the full outfit to one of the panels.
He wears that to everything. He loves doing this character.
I'm sure he has one at home just in case of emergencies. Like
he did a Zoom interview in one.
Oh my god,
so
he was. I'm not saying he's the best part of a Suicide Squad, but he was amazing in Suicide Squad.
He was amazing in Suicide. That was that was the way that team should have been because it was an ensemble. You had top tier actors like Idris Elba. You had Harley Quinn. You wanted to showcase, but it was such a balance. It was very well done.
I love the film because, and as much as I wish some of the other actors who've been hired for the film had got more camera time, you send in this whole team and they get wiped out in 5 minutes, and you send in a smaller team and they last throughout the whole film. It's like it was perfect.
Pete Davidson's death may have been my favorite.
Yeah, we have a few things that are a little outside the genre that we cover, but from the list, something I'm excited for is the Boondocks. I really like the cartoon, the Adult Swim show.
Yeah,
I used to read. So when I was in college, my first year, I would take the bus, and the bus would have I think it was called the newspaper.
Yeah.
That was free at the stations. They would have Boondocks comic strips, and then they developed the animated show on Adult Swim.
The animated show on Adult Swim was good. I just never got into it like some of my other friends.
I think that show always had something to say, and unfortunately, those things still need to be said. So I can see why this show would be relevant coming back today. Plus, Regina King is in it doing double duty.
Okay, all right.
As both Riley and I forget the brother's name. But
Huey.
Yeah, Huey and Riley. Yeah. So we have Fraggle Rock back to the Rock.
Yes.
I'm sure that gets a lot of people very excited. I'm not a big Muppets dude.
Oh well, why is he on the show?
I loved Fraggle Rock growing up. I don't think I've watched it since.
I've watched it, and I watched the animated series again too. I want Fraggle Rock back, especially an updated version.
HBO's doing a Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai.
Yes.
Yes. The history
Our
of
mantle place is decorated with gremlins and mogwais. I love gremlins.
The story takes place in 1920 Shanghai,
makes sense.
revealing how the young Sam Wing met Mogwai named Gizmo, and it stars Ming-Na Wen, B.D. Wong, Isaac Wang.
Really?
Yeah. So
man,
this
this
is
is
a already like.
So this is gonna be it's animated, so they'll be
that kind of takes me out of it a little bit.
But it's gonna be on HBO Max, so I think they're gonna be able to push the push the format a little bit. I think other than that, Armor Wars is also next year, but we don't really have a lot of information for Armor Wars.
Here's what I'm actually kind of looking forward to, only because I'm curious where they're going to go with it. How I Met Your Father.
I see that, and I just don't care.
I'm going to hold my reservation until I actually watch a few episodes. I'm going to hold because I'm kind of torn. I was never a big. I liked the series, but I was never the huge fan for How I Met Your Mother. But I
loved it until the end, and then it was just like more disappointing.
I'm interested in How I Met Your Father only because I know Hilary Duff is the protagonist.
Yeah,
and I think she's very likable. So I'm interested to see how they're going to do that, and if they can recapture some of that. Like, I think it's having an ensemble cast that that you want to kind of hang out with, which was the whole premise of How I Met Your Mother and Friends and all those shows.
No.
Like, you just want to be part of the group, right?
Yeah. Here's one: Tuned Out.
I mean, listen, Christopher Lloyd's in it.
I'm like, you just said right there. You got Christopher Lloyd as the main act, and it even says he's going to be start seeing characters between Warner Brothers and Droopy the dog. If you're actually going to branch out into the multiple branches of different animation that you can have in one series, I'm kind of curious about this.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else y'all saw on the list?
Let me see.
Now we can. Oh, the Halo thing looks kind of cool. It's gonna be on Paramount Plus, so I don't know how I'll be able to watch it. But
Tokyo Vice sounds interesting. HBO Max.
Yeah, I think anything on HBO.
It's got Ken Watanabe in it, so I'm kind of like,
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is this about? An American drama. Oh, Western journalist working for a publication in Tokyo takes one of the city's most powerful crime boss. Oh, this looks like a crime thriller thing.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like a what do you call it? A Ned Brubaker book.
Oh, is it?
No. I just said
it
just sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, there's a show called Dark Winds on AMC Plus that looks interesting because it has a guy in it I've seen in a horror film that I want to watch, but it's about a 1970s Southwest murder led by two Native Americans on reservation land.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's jump onto the movies and see how current this list is. We won't go through everything, but we'll hit all the stuff that
got me looking forward to anything.
You mean like the Interview with a Vampire TV show?
Whatever.
Well, so as far as the movies go, I'm not the biggest Scream fan, but that Scream trailer looked interesting.
I want to see it. I watch it for what it is. And
although, why it's not called Scream with a 5 at the beginning of the word, feels like a missed opportunity to be.
I'm glad we're phasing out of that. I'm glad we're getting away.
But that's like the most meta thing to do in your meta comment. Like, these movies are all about commenting on the genre, right? So like that would have been the most meta thing to do, like 5 Scream or whatever.
Yeah, but then that's the same people who want the next Fast and Furious film to be called Fasten Your Seatbelts.
God.
Damn, I like that. Not gonna lie.
Yes, get rid of it. No, stop with the numbers. Just put them at the end.
Matter of fact, change Morbius to Morb and then a 1 and S.
No, because I will still always call Fanfortist.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
All right, Chloe, I'm gonna start putting numbers in movies and tweeting them at you.
Yeah, nothing on this list has me excited.
Let's see. So we do have, like I said, Morbius is also in January. which I'm gonna watch it because I have to. But
I'm gonna watch it. But you and I talked about this a little bit off the show. That trailer shows the entire movie.
I say that that's not the case, but I could be wrong. It is Sony. Sony just loves to give us everything in their trailers, apparently.
Yeah, because they're like, we're going to be making some Marvel movie from this, so just put everything in it, and we'll just cash the checks. But that trailer shows him from the beginning being sick, going to where he's going to get the cure, getting the cure. I mean, it just goes through everything.
They might as well have Jared Leto at the end winking at us like, Venom, wink. I'm Venom. I'm just kidding. Like I said, the Batman in March 2022, because of course, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I haven't seen the first one.
You don't like? You haven't seen the first one?
I'm not saying it's bad. I just haven't seen it.
I think it was pretty enjoyable. It was one of the last movies I saw at the theater.
Okay.
But I liked it. I don't normally like.
I haven't heard anything bad about it, so
I don't normally like the fans getting when they bully the studio into changing something.
Yeah.
But the look for Sonic was a good change.
Yeah.
Because that first design for Sonic looked like trash. So we have
someone who had never seen a Sonic game, played a game, seen a Sonic drawing.
Tell me what Sonic feels like to you, and then. So we have Doctor Strange coming out in May. Multiverse of Madness. We know that they're doing reshoots for about a month or so, or like 6 weeks maybe. I didn't know Bob's Burgers was getting a movie.
I saw that.
We have more John Wick.
Yeah,
I'll always watch more John Wick.
I still haven't seen any of the films.
Dude,
you've never seen any John Wick?
Nope.
Dude,
I know Gun Fu. Dude, you need to watch. And then we have so Top Gun's been getting pushed.
What they do?
Top Gun was supposed to come out like at the beginning of at the end of
2019.
We were still I was still doing the other podcast with the guys, the movie podcast, and our whole ongoing bit was that I always thought Top Gun was coming out the next week. So that might be our next movie, and I think I jinxed it, and I sent this movie all the way.
When we get the freaking Dune film before we get Top Gun #2, it's like that's kind of sad.
That's pretty funny. We saw. I don't know if you guys saw the first 5 minutes of Jurassic World Dominion.
It's Jurassic World. I'll watch it.
I'm out. I don't care anymore. I mean, they have the essence of what Jurassic Park is seeing the dinosaurs and the coolness of the first movie.
Yeah.
You can't recreate that. And in the last film, it was just watching dinosaurs die. So where's the fun? Where's the fun?
Well, this next one, like I said, I don't know if you've seen they show the first 5 minutes of the movie. Actually, we have a video coming for that later today that I hadn't put out. But in this one, Laura Dern's back, Sam Neill's back, and Jeff Goldblum's gonna be back. So
it's basically having
there's the fun. They had to import the fun from the original franchise.
But now instead of being contained on an island, you have to deal with dinosaurs being a part of our native habitat.
They're loose. They're loose in this dinosaur loose in the city. We have the Lightyear movie that we saw a trailer for a little while ago.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, that looks interesting enough. I like Chris Evans. I had to go through my Rolodex of Chris's. Because I was looking at a picture of Chris Hemsworth for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Of course, I'm looking forward to that film, but it's like you think we'd have a trailer or something by now of it.
We haven't even seen like a poster or anything. I'm gonna skip right past that Fantastic Beasts movie.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of done, and I hated that because I loved the first one so much.
Yeah, me too. And the second one was just such a punch in the gut.
Can I stop down for a minute to talk about the Northman? Is this one that's even on y'all's radar?
No,
I've never heard that until you just said it right now.
All right, the man who brought us The Witch and the Lighthouse returns with this revenge thriller set in the past, also starring Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay,
I mean, it also has Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe, and Alexander Skarsgård.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, I like The Witch. The Lighthouse was a bag of nuts, but
I think it was a bag of farts, is what The Lighthouse was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing on any of those films.
We have Black Adam in July, which we saw a little tease.
It's The Rock playing Black Adam. I'm not gonna hate anything on that.
There's so many movies next year. Holy shit! Mission Impossible 7. I didn't realize how many movies we were getting of like.
Yay! Mission Impossible, another fucking Mission Impossible.
Man, I like those movies. I know they're dumb.
I do too.
They're just.
I haven't seen anything past 2.
Oh, they get really good after that.
I liked Ghost Protocol.
I don't want to jinx it, but I'm waiting for the news story of what stunt killed Tom Cruise that he has to pull off another film because it's like he has to do everything. He has to, let's hold onto a plane. Let's jump onto the highest skyscraper. And it's like, dude, there are stuntmen for this.
He jumped from space in the last one.
Yes. It's just like, oh my God.
We have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the fucking wrestling event of the season.
Spider-Man Spider-Verse.
I like that. This is October 7th, 22, maybe.
Another Halloween film? Seriously, another Halloween film?
Yeah, it was a trilogy.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been a trilogy.
It shouldn't have been. The second film I enjoyed, but it pulled in a lot of the history to it.
Yeah.
But it just kind of shifted from the first one, and you don't get a lot of Jamie Lee Curtis, so it feels like it was padded. And I hate to say that because they bring in like Tommy Doyle. They bring in the kids who were the actual kids who were the babies who were being babysat that night to attack Michael Myers.
Only thing I know about the recent Halloween film is that Anthony Michael Hall was in it. Because I've been listening to him on a couple podcasts and come to find out that he was almost cast in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was almost Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like,
I mean, he could have been just the John Hughes team, just those two, because he did so many films with him.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my God, man, I have more respect for man just listening to a story now. It's just like, holy crap.
But yeah, he really digs playing Tommy Doyle, who is one of the kids that Jamie Lee Curtis babysat. And so like he gets a lot of the film to really do great stuff. He has a monologue talking about, who Michael Myers is, who this boogeyman is, that he is just pure evil. He isn't a man, and they remember. And so he's there with the girl, and the girl who's there is actually the kid who played the actual kid in the first film. So that's kind of neat. And they do a lot of homages in the second film. They do an homage to Halloween 3. They show all the masks on a bunch of victims that Michael kills. The second one is so much kind of like the original Halloween 2 in the violence. Gotcha. The violence is over the top. It is insane. There is blood. There is gore. It is, if you love the original 1978 Halloween movie, there wasn't a lot of blood. It was just you would see death.
Tension.
And that's it. But man, the second one it's still fun. It just, you could tell they've stretched it out.
Okay, so I see why there's a maybe next to Quantumania, because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 comes out on the same date. So Marvel hasn't confirmed what they're gonna put on there. Yeah. They're just we know that it's supposed to be coming out in 2022. Then we have The Flash in November. Which I mean, I like the little teaser thing we got at Fandom, and we know Black Panther has been delayed.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the year, we will have Aquaman: The Last Kingdom, which also looks pretty cool, just from the little thing we saw at Fandom.
It'll probably be a good film. I'm not caring right now about it.
Cause like I don't have the time to watch all these movies.
No. It's not that. I only saw Aquaman for the first time a couple months ago.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Like it was fun. Yeah, but I hate to say it. I don't have the investment in the. I'll be straight up on it. I think I'm losing my investment in the MCU films too. I'm enjoying the TV series, but the comic book movie world. It's like
Kyle says that now, and then in 3 weeks after we all watch No Way Home, he's gonna be like,
okay. That one alone, right there, I will hold off to. That one I'll give you. That one I'll give you because
Spider-Man's going to hit a little too close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
after
Same way
watching.
Moon Knight is for me.
Well, no. It's after watching 2 years, if not 3 years ago. Watching Grant Gustin meet what's his name and fucking
Ezra, yeah,
Ezra
Ezra
Miller.
Miller.
That was like, then give us that in Spider, and if we're getting that, it's like, okay, I'm in.
You're the Flash. That's your name. That's a yeah. Like I like that. That was so good. Makes me want to go back and rewatch Crisis, and makes me a little angry that the Flash Armageddon is not what I was promised.
Now,
Did you watch the second episode of
what?
Armageddon?
Yeah. I was out of that episode. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
So so quick spoiler. There's a big reveal in that episode. Clay, I don't know if you're gonna watch this. The whole episode was just a Flash episode. There wasn't even a crossover
I know.
until like the last few minutes.
Well,
But-
technically 2. We also
Yeah.
we did get what's
Yeah.
her name at the very beginning.
Alex
Yeah.
from Supergirl, and then we saw Jefferson
Yeah,
Pierce.
it was just oh god.
But the reveal that the Flash didn't know Joe was dead, that got me interested in figuring out,
What's going
because
on
I didn't
here?
watch last season, right?
No,
so
he was alive in the final episode of last season.
Right.
He was alive.
Okay. So I didn't know. I know they've alluded to Joe. I've seen his name in the credits of the actor,
yeah.
Jesse L. Martin. So I've seen his name in the credits, but then they reveal this, and I'm like, wait, did I miss something from last
No,
season?
you haven't missed
Okay.
anything.
So I'm interested only because I want to figure out what the fuck is going on with Joe.
From what I read, the next 3 episodes are going to be full. Like we'll actually have the guest stars.
Okay,
But,
good.
like, yeah.
Good, because that's what I was waiting for. That's the reason I'm watching the show.
I know. That's the same here.
I don't want to keep making videos about the boring Flash episodes.
Oh god, it was yeah.
There's a bunch of other movies that don't really have anything confirmed.
No.
Anything.
There's one here that I'm okay. One I am so hard passing. Avatar 2.
Oh, I've never seen Avatar.
I
so-
neither have I.
Yeah.
I, need
Yeah,
to
I
watch
haven't
the damn
seen
piece of
Avatar
shit,
either.
and I'm not
Yeah,
gonna watch it
fuck
now.
you, James Cameron.
Thank you.
I don't say fuck you. You gave us Terminator. I love you.
But
Oh,
but then we're getting I'm Chippendale's Rescue Rangers.
I love you too, James Cameron. I'm just kidding.
With your T2.
Yeah,
I forgot we're getting Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. I forgot they were doing like a live.
yeah,
action.
you're right. You're right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
I'm kind of curious about this one.
I'm not a Hocus Pocus guy, but I know a lot of people are excited about the original cast returning.
Yeah.
I
for
saw the
that.
first film only for the first time about a year ago, and it was actually it was fun for what it was.
And it'll be on Disney Plus, so
Yeah.
like, you know, whatever. There's no extra effort. Yeah, and then there's the Super Mario movie that was announced that we don't have a lot of. Chris Pratt as another voice.
Yeah, and he's not going to do it an Italian voice. So what the fuck is Mario?
Why even make this?
Yeah.
Oh god, and we're getting cheaper by
how
the
come-
dozen.
Now, just to bring it into horror, because that's my genre,
Oh.
Jordan Peele has a movie coming out next year called Nope.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I think-
Yeah, and it's got Kiki Palmer, Daniel, I can never say his
Kaluuya?
last Kaluuya, and
Yeah.
Stephen Yoon.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah. Like a lot
Oh,
of
yeah, I
these,
see it.
the cast are pulling me in, but Jordan Peele pulls me in just because of the horror.
Same. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we didn't get to actually cover, and I'm sure we'll see. Sometimes we don't. I mean, this year there's been a few movies that I didn't know anything about until they happened. Right, like until a couple of months before when they showed a trailer. I mean, to kick off the year, there's the Apple TV or the Apple Plus movie Macbeth with Denzel Washington doing Macbeth.
I know
Yeah.
nothing about
Like,
it.
I want to watch that. I just want to see Denzel do Shakespeare. Like, that can't be a bad combination.
Yeah, that'd be great. I don't want to give Amazon or Apple my money anymore. So
There you go, Clay.
yeah.
Hard
Definitely
pass.
nope.
You know what? What I'll try to do is put together a collection of horror films for next year, and maybe I can do a video if I can get comfortable enough to sit down and edit.
Cool. Yeah. So Nope is a nope for Kyle, but everyone
Nope.
else is
No, not. Well, I haven't.
Oh,
I
no,
haven't,
nope.
I haven't seen any of his horror films, so I'm not a horror.
Well,
fan,
what's weird
so.
is it's listed as a July release.
Yeah.
You
that's
know,
interesting.
like what? I mean, are you going for summer blockbuster and not a Halloween movie?
Yeah. Oh, the Super Pets should be out next year too.
That's kind
We
of got
saw-
my curiosity.
I like
Kinda
the
got my-
trailer. I like
yeah.
the trailer enough that I was like, oh, this seems interesting. Although they changed
Oh,
here I go bitching about them changing the backstories of the dogs or the pets, but
It's
Ace
not
is supposed to be-
continuity.
Ace
No.
is supposed to be Batman's dog.
He probably still will be, or he will
And-
become based. Yeah.
and
No.
he-
If you guys haven't watched it, it's not Red, but it's God damn it, the film with The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot.
Red Notice.
Red, yeah,
Notice.
it's actually kind of fun.
That movie was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking
Oh
hated it.
wow, I love this. I love this. I want to hear more because I don't want to watch it, but I want to hear y'all.
I have a full. Here, I'll send you a link to it.
It's the dynamic between at least The Rock and Ryan
So-
Reynolds that I kind of enjoy.
Yeah, so I think the movie was too long, and there was I like all three actors. That was not the problem with the movie. The story was dumb, but I'll tell you this, Kyle. I won't give anything away. But the last the setup that they had at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
I want to watch that movie.
Yeah. No, I'll give you.
So I know they're gonna do a sequel. So I did spend 2 hours
It's-
watching it, and
They
I was
did
like,
find.
It's 2 hours.
Sure.
They found a good dynamic between the Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. I think those two could play
Yeah.
off each other really well.
Yeah, it was just so if you don't like either one of them, don't watch the movie.
Yeah, no, you're
'cause
out.
Gonna,
Yeah.
You're gonna like.
But if
It's
you don't
too
like
much.
if you don't like Ryan Reynolds, then you shouldn't be watching films in general.
There's a
Well, he did that. He did it. He did a Netflix film by himself. I think it was called Extraction 6. It was so bad, I turned it off in the first 15 minutes.
I didn't know
like-
anything about it, so
Yeah,
Oh, is
you
that
know
the
it?
one with the Michael Bay movie?
yeah.
oh, that's right. You turn off right
I-
there. It's Michael Bay.
There was too many edit. Like that was Michael Bay as Michael Bay. I turned it off in 15 minutes too. There were
Oh
so many
my
cuts.
God.
Too many
Yeah.
cuts.
That's
Yeah,
not right. That's Reynolds just needing a paycheck.
But it was so terrible. Like Netflix, sometimes their movies are they're not cinematic.
I think
Hence
sometimes
why
the
I
movies.
said if you don't mind not watching a non-action film, watch Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on my list.
Oh
Clay,
my god,
sometimes I think those movies are not for the American audience.
they're not.
They're for everyone else to get Netflix around the world because they like that kind of stuff. Like they're not exposed to it every day, like
Yeah.
over here.
I mean,
So, and I like that the movie, The Red Notice, has an ad for for The Rock's tequila and for Ryan Reynolds' gin. Like,
what about his telecommunications company? What about? Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
are we now
Uh,
just doing movies to do ads for the people that star in them to sell their
Yeah.
shit?
yeah,
eh,
that's what it
Coming
feels
soon, Gloop the movie starring or
Gwyneth
what is
Paltrow.
like.
it? Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow's Gloop, animated.
all right.
All right. Well, with this, Kyle, I don't know how much.
Yeah,
time we
I
have.
gotta head out here in a second.
Okay. Do you want to tell us anything? If you watched anything else this week?
I already did. Master
Okay.
Universe Revelations. If you haven't watched part 2 of Revelations, just go
Fuck yeah,
watch
go
the
watch it.
fucking thing.
Go watch it. It's so good.
And to all the whiny little babies, He-Man was in there. Kenny Smith lied to us. Get over it.
Kevin Smith lied to you.
God.
Well, then,
Sorry. What was there?
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. It's just like I can't bitch about it because I didn't listen to anything what Kevin Smith was promising. I went into it watching. It's He-Man. Oh, awesome series. To all the guys, we didn't get this as well. Then go find something else to bitch about. You guys are just using the internet to bitch about anything else you would normally do about it.
Well,
So, like,
There's a bunch of movies on demand now too. You can watch Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, if you haven't seen that.
I still haven't seen the first one.
If you
I
have a-
actually talked to Adrian and he said you can hold off on that one.
what Venom?
Yeah.
I like Venom 2. It's a
That's not. I'm not
it's a-
surprised.
Venom 2 is a buddy comedy between the Venom symbiote and Tom Hardy.
That's what I've heard. Buddy
and
comedy.
I love that.
I guess you could call it a lethal weapon.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lethal
God.
Protector. Yeah, that's
You're fired.
it. All right. Well,
All right, you out of here,
guys.
Kyle?
Yeah, I gotta head out.
Kyle, yeah, good. Have a good week.
All right, I'll get you guys
take
next
it
week.
easy. Oh, did
right.
you have any recs for anything?
My watch recommendation. It's watch Revelations.
Nice.
Yeah,
Done.
just watch it.
Yeah, I will check it out. I love the first part, so I'm definitely in on the second.
I finished them within like a 2-hour period. It's not going to take up too much of your time, and the animation, the story. It's like they. I'll put it this way. if Evil Lynn is not one of your favorite characters within the end of the series by this, then you have no soul, because they really give her an arc in this series.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Lena Headey is she's a queen. I love
Yeah.
her.
Fantastic.
I mean, she was the best thing in Game of Thrones and played Sarah Connor.
Mm-hmm. And go watch Dread 2012.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Take it
I'll
easy,
catch you guys
Kyle.
later. See ya.
All right, later, man.
All right, so Clay and I are gonna close out the show with now our previously on. But if you're watching this, first of all, thank you for watching live.
Yeah.
Remember to hit the like button. Let us know what you're looking forward to in 2022, whether it be movies or whatever TV show, comics. We didn't really go into comics because those are harder to find, like a list of stuff that's coming out next year, especially because the comic industry is a little convoluted right now with release dates, and
It is fucked.
your favorite comic of 2021 may come out in 2022.
I guarantee you where we're at now is going to be so different a year from now. We're going to have Substack taking over for independent people. We're going to have Image has already said they won't be doing second and third printings because of paper shortages. We're going to have more odd deliveries if we have ransomware problems and they don't solve that. And if people continue to invest in Diamond Comics as the only distribution source, we're just going to be digital here in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, that sucks because I love picking up books. Actually, since we're talking about that, hey, I don't normally show up the stuff I bought for the week, but this week at the shop, it was here. Let me just so you can see better. It was a local comic book day, so they release some variants for that to help out the shops, and it's something that's a little treat for people, and then get people to the shops, small business Saturday and all that stuff after Thanksgiving. So I picked up this issue of Friday. Oh, now there we go.
Yeah,
Friday. This is just the first issue of the Ed Brubaker. So this was a comic that was released on the Panel Syndicate, I believe, or it was released on a website. It was the first, but yeah, this is the first issue. Then we have a House of Slaughter variant by Jay Lee.
Wow, that does look awesome. And I'm hard on Jay Lee art, but that does look good.
Yeah, these are all for local comic book day. Then we have a foil version of Apocalypse Radio or Radio Apocalypse, which is a book that came out last week. You can find my review on the channel. But yeah, it's foil, so I'm gonna get it.
I love the microphone building.
Yeah, and then we have this Walking Dead deluxe, the reprint. You can see there's a little foil as well. It's issue 27, which I believe is when they introduced the governor.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's him on the cover. For people who have only watched the show, the governor in the book, way better character than governor on TV, and the governor on TV is fucking awesome.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, Image is reprinting The Walking Dead in color. So they are barely in the 20s, so they have a long way to go.
And it's kind of a deluxe format, isn't it? It's
it's nice. It's like it's got good paper in the. It's got a good cover. Like I think it's the
prestige format.
Not prestige, but it's the cardboard in the outside.
Yeah.
So then I also got this foil. It was hard to see, but it's DC versus Vampires 2. But it's a foil.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Here actually, it's actually the whole thing. It's the Green Lantern.
Dude,
it's slight spoiler, I guess, for the book, but
that's got that great art though. That's got Otto Schmidt art in it.
Oh,
hold on, Brittany. You hated the governor on the show?
Well, I will say I also hated him as a as an individual. I hated him, but I thought the performance was great, and I thought it was a really good take on the character.
Because he wasn't as violent and over the top as he was in there, but he was cunning and the wickedness about him.
Yeah,
the keeping of his daughter.
Oh my God.
But the keeping of his daughter in the book is way different, is a different reason than the keeping of his daughter in the show.
Yep.
I still recommend both. Even I'm not even watching the final season. I'll probably finish it at the end. I just kind of got overloaded with Walking Dead.
Yeah, I think that'll be something.
Yeah,
I'll catch
David
up on
Morse.
later on.
David Morse was fine in the role. He's so good. Like I see him and stuff, and we'll just stop to watch his performances now.
And then the last book I picked up is also a foil variant for
Boyle.
Detective
Wow.
Comics 1045 with a Lee Bermejo art. But yeah, I mean, anything that's foil, I'm gonna pick it up because they look cool. But then also, like, I love Titan Comics, and Jeremy's always really good about getting stuff like this.
That's cool. Yeah,
So
I mean, Aaron over at Urban Legends pulls all the Scotty Young covers he can get for me, so I always get those, and
Yeah.
those have always led to, like I got Matthew Rosenberg's book last week because a Scotty Young cover, a book that I had been hearing great things about.
Oh, what's
Immediately
the furthest place from home?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, let's talk about your list of stuff, Clay.
All right. Well, let's see here. First thing, we already talked about Hawkeye. I found for all you old people, the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers was a comic back in the 70s about, it was kind of Cheech and Chong in comic book form. It was drug humor. And so they did an animated series that I saw Tubi picked up. And so I watched the first episode and did not laugh at all.
Oh, that sucks.
That's
not where I thought the story was going.
I have never seen so many talented people work on a show that was not funny one bit. It was, the whole premise is the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers are these dope smoking dudes from the 60s and 70s. They get, there you go. They get a hold of some drugs that put them in 2020. And that's kind of the setup at the beginning of the show. So they wake up in the house that they were in. New people are living there. They were living in the basement. It's dumb, and there's nothing funny. It has Pete Davidson. It has John Goodman. It has Woody Harrelson. Executive producers include Adam Devine from Workaholics and Blake Anderson from Workaholics. But they don't write on the show. So I'm just like, who's writing the show? Because it is just crap. And it's like 8 episodes.
How long?
They're like 20, 30 minutes. I mean, they're fairly short. And Tiffany Haddish plays the cat, who's supposed to be the wisecracking cat, who never says anything funny on the show. Like, I have never seen a show so bad and so unfunny that was meant to be a comedy.
That's wild, because Tiffany Haddish is pretty funny.
Yeah. And I mean, the lines they give her are nothing. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna go smoke some weed now, and then there's like a bit where they grow pot out of one of the characters' butts, and I'm like, this is it? This is all you got? I really expected more from the people that were involved in this, but Jesus, it was so bad.
Man, that sucks, because I know when you showed us on the Discord, you sounded pretty excited. I think that was before you actually watched it, when you found it on Tubi.
When I found it, because I was like, I thought Tubi just bought up movies. I didn't know they were creating their own content. Now that I've seen something like this, I'm like, are they buying content people are passing on?
Oh, maybe.
Okay. I watched a movie called The Nightingale after finishing Old Boy. I because I love revenge films. I saw this movie advertised on Netflix called The Nightingale. Have you seen this?
No.
It is about a woman who is I forget what it's called when like immigrants travel to another country and they like pay a fee to get there, and then they have to work off their fee, but then the people that basically keep them locked in that fee for the rest of their life, kind
like
of
indenture servant.
Yeah. So this takes place in Australia, and an Irish woman is there with her family living. Yes, the Nightingale. And but she, to get there, I believe she owes the English money, and there's this English guy who is the captain of whatever area they live in.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers going forward for this, because I don't think this is a Daniel movie. I don't think you're going to watch this.
No.
It is the most brutal, violent thing I've seen in terms of like there's multiple scenes of R, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
do. They kill her entire family, including an infant.
Jeez.
Yeah. And she's just broken and goes for revenge. Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you thought, Brittany.
Oh, yeah. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it, because it is a brutal movie of revenge that is a tough watch. She goes on a journey into the, I guess you would say the outback, because she's in Australia. I don't know the specific area, but at the time that the English had also started to just kill off the Aboriginals. So the Aborigines are another part of the story, where she gets an Aborigines man to help her track these soldiers down that have killed her family. And
Yikes.
yeah, and it's like Death Wish in whatever freaking year it is. And so these two characters who've just been brutalized by white men and colonizers go after these guys. And it shows you die hard and slow in the wilderness, and it's a rough life. And because at one point, she realizes she can't survive in the wilderness without this guy, and they have to develop this partnership to go after him. It's a little long. It's not 2 hours, but it should have been a movie only 90 minutes. The scenes are so brutal and tough to watch. I really don't recommend it unless that is your thing.
I hope anybody that's their thing is not watching this.
Well, I mean, if you take into account, if it doesn't trigger you and you take into account it's a movie, it's about revenge, if you process things that way. But some people just look at that and go, I can't, it just,
no, I get that.
Because when it came on, there were times I just had to walk out of the room because it is so brutal. But yeah, I wanted to hear Brittany's thoughts on this, because I watched it and I was just like at the end, just so shocked, and just like there was just so much bad in it. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. It's not what I recommend, but it is maybe one of the most brutal revenge films I've seen. It was.
Well, there you go. There you go, Clay. What do you think? What did you think of the ending?
I don't know. It's just heartbreaking, because spoiler alert for the ending. I mean, everyone dies but the woman. And when you die in that time period, like there's a guy who is a spear's thrown and hitting his leg while he's in the outback, and he's just running for his life while this woman is chasing him with a gun. And you just know he's going to bleed to death or just drop there and die slowly. Like every death at this time period is not nothing. You're either going to die quickly from a bullet or you're going to die slowly from a wound. And there's even one point where a guy's like stabbed in the throat with a spear, and they stay on him for a long time and let him live. Like you just see him slowly go away.
Yep.
And I mean, the filming of it and everything is beautiful. But there are some triggering, brutal scenes in that. So I'm going to skip to something else.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about something nicer.
Have you read Primordial, Jeff Lemire's book?
I read the first issue, and I really, really liked it.
Okay, first 3 issues, and it is really good. It's very slow paced, like his last one that he did with what's her name?
Gideon Falls.
Yeah, like Gideon Falls.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, it's the same team pretty much.
Yeah. But the story is about the animals that are launched into space. They discover at one point, and this is in, I believe, 1961.
Yeah.
Monkeys were launched into space. Dogs were launched into space. And at this point, they found, I believe, found the vehicles, and someone has taken the animals from them.
Mm-hmm.
And so you slowly start to figure out what's happened to the animals in space.
Yeah, and I mean, Jeff Lemire and Sorrentino and Dave Stewart, they're like a well-oiled comics making machine. So
what's weird though is the art style changes because you find the animals in a new place, and it looks like Frank Quitely art.
It does, and I was like, oh, Sorrentino, I didn't know he had that type of range.
Yeah, I mean, it just shifts where normally you would get a different artist, and it looks so different in the same person.
And I was listening to somebody talk about the book. They also mentioned there's a slight nod to this being an alternate universe where JFK didn't win the election. I believe Nixon.
Yeah, because they do mention that in the panel.
Yeah, so, because but it's like a throwaway detail. Like if you don't, which sets up the whole book of why they're taking down the space station and the doctor when he shows up, why they're taking out. Like if you don't read carefully like me, you would miss that.
But I'm digging it. I dig that those two together after their last book and now this. They may be a team that I will probably just pick up their books because it's those two working together.
Yeah, Sorrentino and Lemire. I still need to finish Gideon Falls.
Same.
I want to say Image sent us that big compendium of everything. I think I told you guys about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I need to just read it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know where it's going, but I'm excited. And I think that's the way comics should be.
And this is a miniseries, so you'll know that we'll have an ending, right? It's not like Gideon Falls that it ended up being like 27 issues. This is just, I think, 6 issues, and we're out of here. But yeah, man, Lemire just making comics every day.
I know. Does that guy take a break?
I don't know how long he's worked. I mean, I've heard he works like a couple years in advance, but man.
Yeah, I mean, I know he already had a sequel to that one book I reviewed that he did with Jacques on Comixology.
Oh, Snow Angels.
Snow Angels. You know, he's doing his own Substack stuff. I mean, that guy's a machine.
Yeah. Fireflies is the comic on there. I'm still waiting for that integration to panels, so I can actually read the comics in my iPad as opposed to the what. All right. What else, Clay?
Last thing, I reread some old X-Men. I was missing just regular X-Men stuff, where they just go out or, and so I went looking back for art I really loved. And I usually focus on John Byrne. I went to the Paul Smith run. And so this is the beginning of it. It's Kitty Pryde being demoted to the New Mutants and opens up with Professor X as a jerk, one of the most iconic splash pages from X-Men. Just love this run. It's fun, and I wrote down. I was like, there's just so much stuff that happens in this book because you get the Morlocks, you get Carol Danvers because Rogue has now come to the X-Men asking for help. You get Carol Danvers as Binary. Storm takes over the Morlocks from Callisto. Storm becomes Punk Storm. Holy crap, where's my list of things? Those are just the things I'm naming off the top of my head, but like this is like maybe a 10-issue run. We discover Professor X is a clone. That's where the Shi'ar technology is at because he's trying to learn to rewalk the whole thing. And his problem is actually cerebral. Like they've cloned his body to be to work perfectly, but his mind is telling him he can't walk. And that's his struggle. The entire thing is trying to get over his mental blocks.
I see.
We get Nightcrawler and Amanda, which is a weird one because Nightcrawler is kind of in love with his stepsister. So that's a thing. Scott meets a woman who looks just like his dead wife, but named Madeline Pryor. And by the end of this Paul Smith run, they're married. And that always makes Cyclops an interesting character to me, because it's like,
Yeah.
you have a type. First, it's Jean Grey, a Jean Grey lookalike, and then a telepath. So he loves telepaths, and that's
Scott,
just that's a weird type.
He loves to be in love.
Yeah. Let's see here. Rogue mentions she's half alien in this run. So I'm sure
I don't know that this ever been brought back up.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been retconned to something else, because I know we've gotten Rogue origins retold after things.
Yeah.
Liliana has just returned, from
Limbo.
From Limbo. They show Belasco. This is the beginning of her and Kitty's friendship, so there's a lot of just dialogue. Yeah. But then there's some great action with Silver Samurai and Viper. Paul Smith's art on this run is maybe some of my favorite all-time X-Men art. And it all leads up to Wolverine's wedding and Jason Wingard as Mastermind, who shuts down the whole team by just kind of taking over minds and turning them against each other.
Is this where they start planning all the Phoenix stuff?
They do, yeah. They do have. They do make it seem like Phoenix has returned, but it's Jason Wingard the entire time. So everyone's attacking because everyone's on the defense.
Oh, this is all leading up to the release of X Factor #1.
Yeah. Right? This would be a few years. Before.
Angel's been captured and he's about to get his wings taken.
His wings cut off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Caliban is introduced because he's going to marry Kitty Pryde. I mean, this is a 10, 11 issue run that's fantastic with incredible art and does so much in it. And now it's like you got to wait. It's like you read the trade, Yeah.
Yeah. Like before, in one issue, you would probably get the same amount of actual story that you get in like a trade paperback now.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot more decompressed. I don't know. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not as good. It just depends on what story you're looking for is.
Yeah, this was 8 issues, and it had all that in there, and was just a fun, great read.
Is that you have that collected as one thing?
Yeah, it's a very old trade. I can't remember where I found it, but it came out like a long time ago.
Okay, cool. All right, you got anything else?
That's it for me.
All right, let me go through the stuff I watched and read and stuff, and then we can get out of here. So I read DC versus Vampires #2. That's the book James Tynion and Oda Schmidt, where the vampires are finally rising up in the DC universe.
That book's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm really, really enjoying it, and it's kind of fucked up because it's an Elseworlds thing, so
yeah,
no one's safe. I read the Hulk #1, the first issue of the new Donny Cates run with Ryan Odley. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
I'm really digging it. Like, I don't know. I mean, you guys know we love Donny Cates.
Donny Cates dares himself to do shit. Because if you think about it, he took over Jason Aaron's Thor, and now Al Ewing does this incredible Hulk run. He's like, I'll do the Hulk after that incredible run too.
Hey, Al, let's trade. Okay. And thanks to our subscribers and people that watch the channel, our review of that got like 300 views this week. It's fucking
wow.
Yeah, people like that. So yeah, very excited for that. Of course I bought too many variants of it. We also got,
as we expect,
of course, I gotta support my shops. Also Black Panther #1 came out. This is a new book by John Ridley. That's screenwriter John Ridley, who also is doing I Am Batman over at DC, and then did the other history of the DC universe, which we've talked about in the show before. That one's also very good. I like the overall setup is that T'Challa has to go back to Wakanda for business, so he has to give up his position as chairman of the Avengers. and we find out that he has like Wakanda operatives planted all over the world, and somebody's targeting them. So it's like this spy thriller thing that we now have to figure out who is. It's kind of like Killmonger's plan that he had, that he was, that he was gonna execute. Well, it's like T'Challa already did that. Now but somebody has found out about it. So really cool. Also, Hawkeye Kate Bishop #1. I've ever since Hawkeye, the Matt Fraction series, I've been following Kate. So we had a West Coast Avengers run where she was kind of the leader. We have her solo Hawkeye run, which also all takes place in the East Coast. For this book, she has to come back to the West Coast, and she has to come back to the East Coast to meet up with some of her friends, but she takes a little detour, and she's kind of, some stuff comes up. It's really good. I like the art. The artist is Enid Balam, who also did a Reptile #1, or the Reptile series, if you guys remember that. So I'm really enjoying that as well. We already talked about Masters of the Universe. One thing I'll recommend, if you have Netflix, watch Super Crooks. That is the new anime based on the work from Mark Millar and Linneo Yu. It's in the same world as Jupiter's Legacy, but it's so much better than the Jupiter's Legacy show.
Yeah, I have thoughts on this. Okay,
I will say the one thing I said immediately was Super Crooks is super horny.
I had the comic Super Crooks, read it. It was a great throwaway. I mean, it's Ocean's 11 with criminals, super villains. But Netflix has already, because Netflix owns Miller World's, I guess, IP and their properties and stuff. They've made this animated movie, but before it's I mean, it's only been out a week.
Yeah, it came out this week. Yeah.
They're doing a live action remake and a sequel to the animated one. So they're doing what Disney did by making live action and sequels to films that I don't feel like need them. I don't feel Mark Millar's done anything on Netflix that credits a second season yet, even not seeing Super Crooks.
I would have liked, if Jupiter's Legacy had been animated, it would have been so much better. Even with the same issues with the story voices and all that stuff. Yeah. One of the things I appreciate the most about Super Crooks is the look of the show. Like, and you can tell Linneo.
Now it's been redone by an anime studio and rewritten, right?
Yeah, it's a full anime now. It's not an animated show. It's like, but Millar and Linneo Yu have been pretty involved, especially. I mean, Linneo Yu he's already pretty stylized in his work.
Oh yeah.
And he's great at character designs.
That's why I bought the book.
Yeah, he's been tweeting out some really cool character designs. So I really like the show. I'm about halfway in. But yeah, it definitely is. Like I said, it's super horny, and I love it.
I heard who called Mark Millar is the Michael Bay of comics. I think that's what someone at my comic store said, and I was like, somebody that nails it.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. But I like that he's letting other people put their own spin on his properties. Like, that's probably for the best. Millar has great ideas. I mean, there's a reason why he has his own. There's a reason why Netflix wanted that deal, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of great ideas there. I know they're already working on a Magic Order show.
Yeah.
Which
is a beautiful looking book.
Yeah, and I got to. I'll tell you after the show if you want to read it. But Image sent us The King of Spies, which is the new Miller book that's coming out this week. I already read it yesterday because I'm gonna do a review for this week. It's really fucking good. And then it's got I forget who's on art. Give me 1 second. It's a big name too, man. Because Millar only teams up with. Oh, it's Matteo Scalera. Yeah, and his art is beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I was very, very happy that we got to review that in advance. So I'll send it to you, see if you want to read it. It's a spy thing that's super cool. But yeah, I like Super Crooks a lot. I'm gonna keep watching it. I think it's only like 13 episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, because man, that book was so short. I was like, how are they going to turn this into it? But I guess if you flesh it out and do more
Yeah.
character development, it'll be way better. I mean,
There's
I love the art still. It was just the book was just eh.
I like the villains. I think Johnny Bolt is a really cool character. Like he's just fun.
Yeah.
There's a hero they introduced named the Praetorian, who's got the coolest powers. Like he just gets a new power every day, right? Random. It's pretty sick. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying that. I was between watching this and Arcane because I've heard like everybody's fucking raving about Arcane. Have you don't like it?
I watched the first episode and I play League of Legends and it wasn't for me. I
Oh,
mean, it
okay.
wasn't bad. Haley Stansfield is doing the main voice in there. It's
Oh,
just it didn't get me excited. I
well,
didn't really thoroughly enjoy.
and I don't know anything about League of Legends other than their. If I'm at a convention and I don't recognize a cosplay, it's probably a League of Legends thing. Um, so yeah. Also, I went to the movies a lot this week. Watched a lot of movies. I watched House of Gucci.
And
Um,
how was Kylo?
Kylo's great. Everyone's great except Jared Leto. Jared Leto is doing an SNL skit in his own movie. In that movie, he's doing his own thing.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of the things that it kind of took you out of the movie. The movie's also a little too long. Like I don't think it needed to be 2 hour. I think it was 2.5 hours.
Fucking people, man. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to sit there for 2.5 hours.
And I was at the Alamo, so like I like being at the Alamo. But yeah, the Ridley Scott, like I like his movies. I think this was fine. I think, like I said, everybody did a great job. I wish there had been more scenes between Jeremy Irons and Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, come on. But yeah, Lady Gaga's great. Adam Driver's great. It was just anytime Jared Leto showed up on the. I don't know. I asked my brother, like, do you think they needed the Italian accents? Because I mean, they're supposed to be Italian, but everyone's speaking English. So like, what's the point of having the accent? Like, just make it. You know how movies sometimes set it up where like they start speaking Italian or whatever language, and then they transition over to English. So the viewer just knows they're speaking their native language, but they're speaking in English. So I don't know. I have a full review on the channel if y'all want to go check that out, where I go a little bit more in depth. But if you're gonna go to the movies, go watch Ghostbusters Afterlife. That movie is just
really.
a ball of fun.
I have not heard a good word about it.
Like, I had so much fun with it. Like it's 75% for new fans, 25% for people that already like the IP. But man, it's just a fun movie. And the last 30 minutes of it, like they're really like, oh, you want to go put Ghostbusters? Here you go. There's the Ghostbusters. The cast is great. I love Carrie Coon pretty much in anything she's in.
Yes.
Paul Rudd, same thing.
Yeah, I thought Carrie Coon was the voice that I was thinking of earlier for L7.
Oh, okay. No. She's in Endgame. She's
she's the horny lady.
The horny lady, yeah. And the kids are pretty great. Specifically, I forget the actress's name who plays the little girl. Yeah. She's really cool. They introduced a character named Podcast, who's her friend. He's a ball. Like it's just a fun movie. It's kind of dumb, but then like it's a Ghostbusters movie. Like I don't know what to expect. I do want to go watch the first one specifically because I think it ties more to that than the second movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. And then because I was having too much fun, I decided to watch Spencer. McKenna Grace. Yes, thank you, Brittany. McKenna Grace, she's fantastic. And because I was having too much fun, I decided to watch Spencer yesterday, which is the movie with Kristen Stewart playing Princess Diana. Fuck, that movie.
Were you just feeling great and you said, you know what? I want to see something depressing. I want to see a woman who is out trying to help the world and bring attention to needy kids and then is killed by the paparazzi.
I didn't know much about because the story just takes place over those 3 days at that whatever residence they went to have Christmas at. But man, you spend 90% of the time with Kristen Stewart, and it's so fucking sad. Like Yeah, it's not a feel good movie. It's great though. Like the movies,
Her
it's
performance, I'm sure,
yeah,
is awesome.
she's great. I usually don't have a thing with accents except in I noticed the House of Gucci thing, but I don't know when a good I don't know when an accent is good, but I can tell you when one of them is bad.
I bet you anything if we get to see Chris Pratt do an Italian accent, we'll know a bad one.
Oh, we sure will. Um, maybe Jared Leto can coach him through it. Uh, but
I
yeah,
I I love that Jared Leto is now your punching bag.
nothing again. I mean, I like his stuff. I'm looking forward to more views. It's just in this movie, he was not very good.
Yeah.
You could tell this was kind of a stunt to get an Oscar of like, why couldn't they just cast an actor who's already a heavyset dude, or maybe an Italian person?
Or an Italian person, yes. Because it's
So
acting.
yeah, I guess so. Uh, yeah, but Spencer, I mean, if there's a Kristen Stewart did another movie called The Personal Shopper that's more of a horror.
Mhm.
This movie almost felt like a horror movie at some points because of all the stuff that she goes through, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like sometimes you see things that feel very surreal, or they might be just in her head. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, how much do you remember of Princess Diana? Were you even alive?
Not much. I mean, I know how she passed, but other than that, not really. Like I've never been somebody that's into like the royals and all that stuff.
There was something different about her that brought her to the public's attention because
Hmm.
she was common folk and
Hmm.
marrying into royalty, and but then she used it for all that power for good. Like
Hmm.
she went and visited AIDS patients when Reagan wasn't even talking about AIDS,
Hmm.
and she would try to bring attention to the dying people and hunger, and you would see her go out and like interact, and you would think, oh, she's royalty, they'll keep people away. And no, I think there's this one moment of her embracing an AIDS patient when everyone was like, oh my
Like
God,
don't touch. Yeah.
you'll get AIDS,
Right.
that kind of bullshit stuff. Um, eh, I don't know, man. She
I,
was just someone you could look up to and say, there's some good adults in the world
yeah.
doing good things.
And I would say the one thing that really got me that was like maybe the beacon of hope of whatever, her relationship with her kids. Oh man, that was probably the
Uh,
best part of the movie. And
See,
it's
that would break my heart,
yeah,
man.
it's tragic and it's sad, but hopefully they have great memories of their mom and yeah. So but the movie, I think the same is the same director that did Jackie, the Natalie Portman movie. Uh, so he tends to do movies that are not the typical biopic. I saw an interview or something that said he likes to do like psychodramas, and you can kind of tell that there's a lot of stuff because you spend a lot of time with the main character.
Yeah.
As opposed to things happening to them, they're actually living in that world. But yeah, I think the movie overall is great. I could see nominations for this all over the place. Uh, but yeah, I'll do a full review later on for the channel because yeah, I watched a lot of movies this week, and I'm
I think
probably gonna
Kristen
watch more.
Stewart's. I think I mean, she's going to be tagged with that Twilight until she has some more breakout roles, and
Yeah,
people aren't watching. Like, what was the water movie? Was it
Underwater.
just underwater? I mean, I know you watched that one, and I did too, and loved her in
Yeah,
that. She was fantastic.
I mean, she was one of the better parts of Charlie's Angels. Like the movie wasn't too good, but she was great in it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, she's just like Robert Pattinson. They're just really good at what they do. They needed their break, and Twilight happened to be the thing that kind of set them up so they could do whatever they wanted with the rest of their careers.
yeah.
So
What would be interesting is if, like, 20 or 30 years from now, they do a film together that's not a Twilight, or maybe it's
mm,
a romance film, and they knock it out of the park.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, that's about it. Other than that, just really not much. But man, good stuff. We have a lot of good movies. A lot of stuff just hit on demand. Like Last Night in Soho. I'm looking forward to watching that. The James Bond movie. What is it? Another Time to Die or
Yeah. No
uh,
Time to Die.
No Time to Die. So there's plenty of content out there. So stay tuned on the channel. We'll keep talking about it and making videos for you guys.
Which is hilarious because my new back doctor, his name is Dr. No.
Really?
Yes. And I go, do you get a lot of James Bond jokes? He goes, all the time.
How's it spelled?
N-O-E.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not N-O.
That's great. That's great. Cool. All right. Well, I see you have a recommendation. I also have a recommendation.
Yes.
Clay, why don't you hit us up with that so we can close out the show?
Because there's only 2 episodes out. If you have not read Matt Fraction's Hawkeye, and I'm going to say Matt Fraction, David Aja's Hawkeye, please. It is one of my favorite comics of all time. And it kind of gives you a little bit into the show. It looks like they're doing it a lot differently, but I think you'll get enjoyment from both the TV show and the book. And you'll notice that David should get a lot more respect for his artwork because they've been using that in all the Disney advertisements.
Yep.
And he has not been paid for it. They use his art, lift it, and put it in commercials and ads. And I've seen him point it out, and he's not getting paid for that. Even the intro looks a lot like
everything.
Stuff and it's insane because they're just pulling everything from those 2 books, and he's not getting paid for it.
Yep. Cool. I'm going to shout out something we've been waiting for a long time. Do you remember when we went to zoos a couple of years for Comic Book Day?
Yeah.
Well, this finally out this week. Wonder Woman, Historia, The Amazons. This is the Kelly Sue DeConnick, Phil Jimenez book from the DC Black Label. This book was announced when they launched the Black Label, and I've been so excited ever since. We saw Phil Jimenez doing some work on this book when he was here in Dallas a couple years ago. So I'm so pumped for this. I can't wait.
I love his art.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, just look at this cover. Holy shit. And if you want some previews, follow his Instagram. He does great work. Kelly Sue, I think she's done some amazing stories. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I can't wait to root.
My Kelly Sue recommendation is always Bitch Planet.
Oh, fuck yeah. Bitch Planet is so good. Yeah, other than that, stay tuned on the channel. We got a couple of comic reviews from stuff that we guys sent ahead of time. But I think that's it. I think we did it, Clay.
Well, we pulled off a show together. Holy crap.
I hope Josh is enjoying his fireplace.
Yeah. I see him dancing in front of it right now.
Yeah. I want Josh to do the Spider-Man dance.
Oh.
Yeah. I hope they all do the Spider. I hope one of the end credit scenes for No Way Home is all 3 of them doing the Spider-Man dance.
My God. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Or, okay, and Spider-Ham and Nicholas Hammond.
Sure. All the Spider-Man doing. Yeah. And the more, the merrier.
Animated noir. What other Peter Parkers am I missing? Animated.
Man. The one from the 90s show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the one I think that one's or the Spectacular Spider-Man too. All the animated ones have been pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, Clay, do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it, man. We're gonna finish at 2 hours.
Cool. Well, I do want to thank Thanksgiving just passed, so we're very thankful for our subscribers and people that watch live. Shout out to Brittany in the chat. Shout out to Time Traveler Tyrone who came to talk about sports. Jimmy Nails. Shout out to our patrons as well. They make the episodes possible. Kind of, sure. We have Jason, we have Neil, Ivory Comic Books Podcast, which you can go listen to them record live in a little bit. Go check them out on Twitter. And then my buddy Mike Rappin, who runs that podcast as well. So yeah, we'll come back. We got a bunch of cool videos on the channel this week. We got a Wheel of Time episode 4 review and recap. It should be coming out later today. I haven't shot it, but I did watch the episode. It's really good. I really like the Wheel of Time. And then we'll have more comic reviews. We'll have our Jurassic Park opening reaction and a whole bunch of other stuff. So
Yeah, I'm hoping to get a few more videos popped out. I want to finish the Howard the Duck one we did a while back and a few others. I think I'm in a place where I might be able to do some work. So
hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye. And let's get out of
Let's
here.
ride.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Little loves you.
Oh yeah. Clay.
El Bebo.
Josh.
My vagina is haunted.